Guise of the Beholder is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Hey man, I'm getting pretty hungry. You want a sandwich?
Not if it's sliced bread.
What do you mean, not if it's sliced bread?
I don't like sliced bread.
But it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
And it's a terrible saying, like it's terrible bread.
So how do you have a sandwich?
Hey guys! I took the train here today, and guess what the conductor asked me?
I have a feeling this is about to go off the rails.
Kick you in the caboose?
I certainly hope you conducted yourself right.
He didn't make you run out of steam, did he?
He asked for my ticket to ride! Hi guys! Thank you all so much for coming back. We are the Guise of the Beholder. We are talking today, not playing today, but we are talking about the last 3 games that we did. Ticket to Ride, Ticket to Ride Europe, and Ticket to Ride London. So that's great, cool.
It's a travel brochure.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
This is
Because
neat
you go to
and
the
wonderful.
landmarks.
Yeah.
So we're talking about all 3 of these games today. Don't forget to let us know what you think of these games. If you've played them, let us know in the comments down below. And while you're there, go ahead and hit subscribe and the like button. Feed us any way you can, I guess. And also, in the bio, you're going to find links to buy all of these games and support the show. So please do that. We appreciate anyone that does. So thank you all so much for being here. But we're going to jump into it and let's start talking about the first one, which is this one over here, not that one over there.
Oh, sorry.
Ticket to Ride, the classic game. Right off the rip. Did we like this game? Did we have fun playing this
I
game?
played 3 versions of it, so I hope so.
Yeah. Just spent a whole day playing the game. I hope we liked it.
So yeah, I'm going to kick it off with just saying that these games in particular stress me out. I see it set up.
So, yeah, is it the thought of having to strategize, or is it just how competitive train building is?
Well, we're competitive in almost everything that we do, and we've
But
been
it
friends.
seems a little more competitive.
He was in it to win it.
When it comes to this, the strategy of this game is super difficult because it went by so fast. So me calling it a slow start into getting the resources that you need to start actually building and having the goals in your tickets to set. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, it seems near impossible even at the beginning of the game because
Oh my god.
we're all competing for the same thing.
Limited resources.
Limited resources, and we're just trying to gobble them all up, and you need to do exactly what you need to do.
See, it's even more stressful when you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I need to do this path, and then you see someone that's like right next to you, who's like, well, I'm going to build right next to it. And you're like, shoot, does that mean they're going to go the way that I'm going? Does that mean I'm not going the way I'm going?
Right.
Which way are they going?
That happened to me twice in the first game. We were up here over
By Calgary. And,
by Calgary, and
Yeah.
you started building near Calgary, and then I got really scared. And I was doing great, and I was working my way down, thinking about how I could connect, essentially. I was pretty lucky with all of my tickets. I saw a clear path to connect all of them, and that would put me in great position to get longest rail as well, Trans-American Express,
Yeah.
that extra 10 points. But then everyone just showed up around Santa Fe, and I got blocked once. I was like, okay, well, I can get this really long one over here, and that's a great amount of points, so I could just like go the long way. And then people kept taking everything around Santa Fe, and I was just right about there to take this little two-for road around Santa Fe, and then somebody just came in and said, no one else gets Santa Fe.
That was Larry.
That was Larry. Larry just duped my dreams. And then...
Trains are cutthroat.
And then that is what made me lose the game. If I had just gotten that one little twofer, I could have done everything else I wanted to. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty conglomerated right there.
It was pretty close.
Central
Yeah.
America. Central Northern America, excuse me.
Sometimes called the West.
Midwest.
Midwest, West.
Yeah.
Santa Fe is the West.
Oh, yeah.
Southwest.
Yeah, you guys were all sorts of west.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were all over there.
But it didn't help you because you were sitting over there on the East Coast.
Yeah, I was over
Yeah,
there.
you should be a jerk building random
being a
small
drink, just
trains.
bringing
I
every-
ended up connecting to it.
Yeah, but you still lost.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I did do that.
You got Trans-American Express too?
No,
No.
But I did do. Yeah, I did. That's why I bumped
Yeah,
up
you-
over
oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I did it just to block you.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, I guess I better connect.
We should make something out of this.
Uh-huh.
I got my routes already.
That's fair. It does have a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah.
Slow middle too. Because
Slow
when
middle.
everyone's just hoarding cards, it gets a little.
Yes. And there's kind of, two. I wouldn't say they're the only two strategies, but like two main strategies of like, I'm just going to build as I go. Or like, I'm going to hoard up everything and then go. That's the one I like. Hoard up everything and go.
Yeah. That's what I tried doing right off the bat by getting all those rainbows, which I don't think hurt me. I still don't think I would have played it differently. I think I did everything as good as I possibly could have with the tickets I was dealt.
Yeah, you did great.
But
But
I forget my point.
oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things that
It happens.
it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's it. I also think that as 3 players, the game is substantially more competitive than when we played with 4 players because you
And it
only
went
get the single.
Faster, which I appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because-
All 3 of these games went by lightning quick.
Yes.
Lightning quick.
Because, like, say you're playing, we're not as competitive, you take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else ain't as into it, they take their time.
Right.
It can be a long game.
Yeah.
Could be a long game.
I don't think that I dislike the anxiety that seeing this game is played out for me, but that is what pays off in the end. Because
Okay,
even if
yeah.
you just fill out one of your tickets, this location to that location, it's just incredibly satisfying. It makes it all worth it. It's
That
a lot of
relief.
anxiety. That
The
relief.
weight off your shoulders.
I made it.
Oh my goodness,
No one
yes.
can screw me over. Don't.
I did it. I did the impossible.
And then when you do get screwed over, it's not even that low though. It's just there's so many other entrances where you could at least keep trying to figure it
it's
out.
not easy to full on block someone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's rare that
Coordinated effort.
everything around Santa Fe got taken up, and that felt personal. That felt.
I assure
really
you it was
personal.
not.
Yeah.
Well,
I went there to block Tony.
yeah, it's true. He did say that. Just in case you, pointing to me,
Because
You
he was
went to
down
Texas.
yonder. It was
Yeah.
like, well, screw Tony.
that's how
But
we
if you
play.
hadn't have screwed Tony that first time, I wouldn't have gotten that long 6 train.
It's true.
Which kept scaring you guys because I kept getting really long trains, and you get Michael. Like, where's he doing? He's in the lead.
Yeah, which brings us to the one that you won.
Yeah, I won a game.
You did great.
Holy cow!
Fun fact, we talked about this during the game, or maybe it was right before we were recording, about the pronunciation and why things were spelled different than how we would normally see them on a map.
Oh yeah.
Right down here, geographical note, we strove to accurately represent the political boundaries of Europe in 1901 and preserve the city's common names.
Ha!
So there you go.
There it
Way
is.
to go, Alan R. Moon, who made all of these.
All 3
Yeah,
games.
way to see
all three.
Constantinople
All-
over there.
All 3 illustrated by Julian Delville as well,
Yep, and Cyril-
the graphic designer's always been Cyril Dahween.
Man, way to get that payday.
Yeah.
They really cashed in on this, because, like, we're playing 3 of these. There's
Lots.
so many.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Africa, Japan, Japan and Italy on the same board. They have the Nordic countries. They have one for Germany.
Yeah, there's like eight expansions just for base. There's the one with, was it Rails and Sails? I don't even know what that's about.
Oh yeah, I think that's where they first did the ferries. Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
There's
a lot.
also New York and San Francisco. If you care about those cities, I mean, you
Right.
know, I don't, but
So there's not
Where's
much.
Chicago?
right.
Where's
It's-
my taxis in Chicago?
Oh, yeah.
There's a little Chicago.
Yeah.
Do the L trains.
Is that where Taxi took place? Did Taxi take place in Chicago?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, there's
Okay.
taxis in Chicago.
I mean, there's taxes in lots of cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taxi.
But I mean, like,
Almost everywhere you go.
buses in London, so what
Right.
else would you be doing in Chicago?
The
Taking
L.
the L train. Or the Metro.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do my little metros. That's lame. I'd rather have
Okay. What? We've literally been doing metros, metropolitan rails all over the city and countries and worlds.
No, we're
Yeah, but that was in
freight trains.
1901.
We're doing freight trains.
We're doing freight trains,
We're doing freight trains, I guess.
except for the buses.
Uh,
We're doing freight trains.
So there's a couple other mechanics that we do need to talk about, which I One in particular, I think, added nothing to at least our game, and that's the train houses. What were they called?
Train stations.
Train stations.
Those are what those are called.
Correct. That is where you keep the trains. That's where they sleep at night.
Yes, Thomas.
I don't know why I said houses.
Probably
It's
because they look
right
like
there!
They look like houses.
Oh.
But I don't think it played a factor in our game because none of us were competing for extremely similar routes.
Right.
Well, I could see him coming to play.
But with 4-player games, where things get a lot tighter, you might need them.
Right.
That could be the difference between like, oh, I'm giving up 4 points now, to get major points. You know, complete my long one. That's 20. Like,
Right.
dude, bad time.
Yeah.
Bad time.
Yeah, so I liked the ferries. Was mad on the tunnels.
I
like the tunnels.
I love the gamble of tunnels.
Yeah.
The
It adds a little, push your luck.
push your luck,
I
especially.
know you like to push your luck, Larry.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But like that 8 tunneler, like,
It was
Yeah.
risky. I went
That's-
for it.
But it's pretty. I guess it's not that low of a risk. It's because there's 4 colors, right? And rainbow.
yeah.
Yeah. So the odds are
No, there's 6 colors, right?
Yellow, blue, white, purple,
orange.
red,
Green. Oh, there's a lot of colors.
green,
8 colors?
orange,
Okay.
black.
Are we dumb?
I think so.
I think it's literally if you turn over the page.
Yeah. There's a ton.
Yeah,
There's a ton of them.
several.
Several. More than
Were
2.
there less
certainly.
colors in Europe?
No, it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have different designs on the cards.
But I mean, like, so that goes with my whole. Sometimes the middle of the game hoarding stuff takes too long.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're hoarding up to 8 cards and you're
Right.
sitting and spending.
I did do that a lot.
You
Right.
did.
Hoarding up to 8 cards of that one color.
We hoarded fast at least.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell
You-
yeah.
you
I
did
knew what
it
I was
really
going
quick.
for. Like, oh yeah, white guy. Oh, hey, rainbow. I'm gonna take that.
But that is something to say. This game is pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's hard to master, but simple in theory. The game can just move quick if everyone just knows what they want to do.
I also appreciate the fact that they gave a reason for you to have to take locomotives
Right.
if you want to do ferries.
Yeah, that's why I like the
Like
ferries.
you have to do
Yep.
that
Right.
if you want to complete those routes.
You gotta eat your whole turn picking that up.
Which is scary for that very reason. It's always a gamble if you want to pick it up. Like, is that really worth 2 cards? Probably not. Most
Unless
of the
you
time
need
it
to.
isn't, unless you absolutely need to.
Yeah, and that's kind of like in the original one. Unless I absolutely was like sick of waiting for a card to show up, I wouldn't really pick locomotives that much.
Right.
I just go for the 2 and like, hey, there's a chance I'm gonna get a locomotive from the top there.
Yeah.
Right.
But this one's like, well, I need it.
Right.
Like, I gotta make this berry.
That's why I like the ferry.
So I have a question. Do you think it's like seems totally impossible and not efficient a way of doing it, but do you think they like drive a train onto the ferry and then the ferry goes across and they continue training? Or is it
No,
like
see, I'm pretty sure.
No,
but
but
then
the people
again,
get out.
these are freight trains that the containers
Yeah.
can go on to the ferry.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Like that whole video that you made, that's our best viewed video
Oh, thank
about the shipping crisis and how
Well, some of them are
Containers
passenger
doesn't count.
trains.
no,
No, they're.
We've
Oh, no,
discussed it.
some are,
Yeah.
but
Passenger train.
oh
Big passenger train.
Wow.
So, that looks kind of like a caboose, which
That
has
is a
passengers on there.
Right.
So,
So all the people are inside there, and they get craned onto the ferry, and they've just got to sit inside.
well, that's
their
why I'm
train
thinking of
car.
like the train like drives onto a ferry, stops, the ferry goes, train continues.
No,
That's what-
that sounds incredibly inefficient.
So you think,
dangerous.
you think
And
stopping
dangerous.
the train and having a crane pick up the card, put the people onto the ferry,
Yes,
is
much safer. Also, more fun.
It is more fun.
Whee! Especially if you get a cool crane operator when they take you like in a full circle, like, let's go guys, hold on to your drinks.
Hopefully it's not like the claw game where you're like,
Good darn it.
dang, slipped out again.
Be there for hours. Hope you didn't have an important
life that
date
you wanted
to
to
in
live?
Constantinople.
Istanbul.
Istanbul, right.
So that brings us to.
No, I want to talk about how I won this game.
Oh, okay. What's the glow?
and that's
Yeah.
the story.
I want to, and that's the story. I did win. That I just felt like that was a great moment to recognize, not because I won, but because
It
was.
happens rarely.
Yeah. So yeah, you know what? You're gonna sit here and you're gonna freaking listen to me be happy over my victory. You're gonna sit down there. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna let me talk about this, and it's gonna be underwhelming.
I just want like my wake up sound in the morning to be you cheering and just going yeah, because it was just like, oh, okay, hi.
We've been doing this for almost 2 years, and I've won 3 games. Not even that many more off camera. There's been a couple off camera that I've won, but not really. I got everything that I wanted, and everyone was just vying for spaces in the same area because the European map seems much smaller than the North American map.
You're all in there, man.
You're all in there.
It's like, oh, but there's lots of different like short little paths there, but like you're only getting 2 points, man. Only one person's getting the long one there. That's getting all them points. That was him.
That was me. I got it. I trounced them. Boom.
It was an ass whooping. I'll give him that.
I beat you all by almost 40 points. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah, you enjoy this. You enjoy it so much.
No, I just think about all the other times.
But yeah, I just think about literally any other game ever. You didn't win any this
No,
match.
I was bad at trains today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most times you are.
It's true. I'm not the greatest trainer.
It's okay.
Yes.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I still
your
enjoy
employees
it.
are fond of you.
Mm-hmm.
Your employees are fond of you. Okay, now we can move on. Thank you.
Okay.
So,
Anything else you want to say?
Hey, you want to hype it a little more? Or?
It felt great when I got that little 6 train, that little 6 pinks, and then it was a tunnel, and I had to gamble for it and
Push your luck.
Push my luck, and I was like, it's now or never, because I had exactly 6 trains left. And it's like, I gotta get this now. If I don't get this train, I don't get my longest ticket, and then I don't get these 20 points. In fact, I lose these 20 points, so it's gotta happen, and it's gotta happen now.
Mike, I just want to let you know, I was 1 turn away from taking it.
I know.
Yeah. Next turn, I was going for it.
I had to do it.
Yep. It was now or never.
It was now or never,
Yep.
and I got it. And it was, in fact, now.
That was the moment. That was you knew it. At that moment, you knew you won.
I don't know if that's the case, but it looked pretty good. Anyways, Ticket to Ride London, weird because they're buses. I guess you still need a ticket to ride, so they don't need to be trains.
That's true.
Buses. I'm going to be straight up front. This was my least favorite.
It was also my least favorite.
I like the shortness.
I despise it. It was done. It makes you feel like you can't even do anything. Even though I got all of my tickets.
You did get all your tickets.
Right. Still didn't win.
Yeah. I do enjoy the symbols that they have on the cars for like the different colors and stuff like that.
I also like the continent bonuses.
That was also a cool thing. Which I think they just
continent
No,
bonuses.
it's similar to
boroughs?
Risk.
Right.
I think they just added that to like, give
You
people
needed
some points.
You needed more points. You needed
Yeah.
You needed something else because the game is so short.
Yeah.
What do they refer to it as?
What was it?
Claim a route.
Districts.
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 That's great. It's that's one. It is so short that you also the double rail. The double route. It's not shortened to just singles because we were 3 instead of 2.
Yeah. I do appreciate the art on the cards for this one. They, Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, hilarious.
Right, hilarious. Rocket Man. Funny. I enjoyed that.
It's good.
But it was detrimentally short in my opinion.
Yes.
But I still had fun with it.
So much so that I did not want to play that one again. I wanted to play Europe or regular Ticket to Ride again.
I do want to see how the bullet trains work in Japan. I just don't know if I want
that
to
one also
invest.
looked very complicated because that one had weird stuff going on as well.
Yeah. That's
Because it's Japan on one side, which if you thought we messed up the European names, yeah, and Italy on the other, so you go through Italy, which also looked pretty good. And then there's Africa, which introduces landscape, where you can put like mountains up, I guess, which seems wacky.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of ticket to rides.
They even have like custom small card sleeves. Like they're just all in there. It's
For
okay.
Japan?
No, for
Oh.
just
All
Trains.
of trains. Yeah.
Are these the same card sizes as the original?
Yes.
Okay. But the Europe one's different.
Yeah, those are nice full size. These are standard American small size.
Right.
Standard American small. Okay, yeah.
Full size cards is always the better route.
Yeah, that feels better.
it-
Straight up.
Yeah.
It's nicer in your hands. It feels better just sitting there hoarding cards.
Because especially since like this isn't a game where it needs to all be laid out in front of you, like
Right.
you could spare the big cards.
You-
You have the space for.
We
big
have the
cards.
table space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they did not do the big cards with this one because they went
Well,
for
yeah,
the
that
small.
whole thing is so small.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. But like normal one, it should have big cards.
Regular
normal
cards.
size cards.
Normal
I
size
agree
cards.
With that. Yeah, that's.
But it has nothing to do with the actual game. It's
It does.
It has everything. to
It's a
do with
major
it.
component of the game.
Yeah.
oh.
It's one of like the 3 things you're doing in the entire game.
Fair enough. But it's not detrimental to the game. Doesn't make the game worse. Do you think the game would be more enjoyable just purely if it had bigger
I would
cards?
enjoy it more.
I don't think that I would enjoy it anymore. I think that I would be a little less annoyed by the smallness of the cards, but otherwise, after a little while, I'm really not thinking about it.
So what annoys me is that they have 2 different colors for the Europe one, where it's pink and purple, and what's
Oh.
on the map is different color than what's in your hand.
Yeah, that is
They
annoying.
call it purple in all versions of the game.
And it's clearly mauve.
It is possibly Mayov.
Mauve. You're
Mauve.
saying mauve.
Yeah.
Some of us didn't know it was a color until recently.
That would be me. I have never heard it say in my life. Yeah, that's why it's pronounced Mayov.
Close to periwinkle, you know?
See, if you would have said Periwinkle, well, I think Periwinkle has like a more blue to it.
Just the idea of thinking of that color gives me a headache. because
Periwinkle?
I don't know what it looks like even when I'm looking at it.
I just imagined the cat from Blue's Clues that was named Periwinkle. It is bluer.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know.
Well, there was a cat in Blue's Clues?
Yeah.
Huh.
Periwinkle.
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
It's after Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper had a kid.
So, totally unrelated, and I want this on camera, and I want it to be official. It's completely unrelated. My partner and I were playing F, Marry, Kill for a lot of things, right? So I proposed one. All right.
Steve from Blue's Clues?
No.
Better be Joe from Blue's Clues.
No. F, Marry, Kill. Boots from Dora the Explorer. Bear in the Big Blue House from Bear in the Big Blue House. And Magenta from Blue's Clues.
Same as trains.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Oh, come on! You don't have an answer? Oh, you're fine.
Well, we're your... Well, yeah.
Justify that with a response.
Yeah, I have
Any
one.
of that.
I have one.
I'm not. I don't even know.
I want to know.
I enjoyed all. You don't even know the characters. I enjoyed all these games. Yeah, don't know if I'm gonna buy the expansions or not. I still like the smaller one better. The older I get, I kind of like fast. Like here's the thing.
crotchety old man, huh?
If I want a longer game, I want it to be more complicated.
That's fair. But I mean, this didn't take long.
No, but that's because
We burned through
we were
it.
freaking speed rounds.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, even this.
I'd be
didn't really
surprised
take that
if
long.
actually, like, when I go back and watch when we play this one, if somebody didn't get skipped.
No one did.
You sure?
Yeah, but I mean, like, think about the last time we played this. It took like an hour.
Well, it was also the first time that multiple people played.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. That actually has no bearing on it. It's pretty fast. Still, regardless.
Yeah.
Super simple game. Oh, I don't like only having one action a turn. That's something that is annoying.
Yeah.
That's something about the tactics that is always a hindrance, like. But
I think that adds to it.
well,
This is
now
my
you're like-
one thing. What
Yeah,
do I
what's the
do?
one thing I get value from here.
when I was playing here, I got to the point where if I saw exactly the color I need to flop up at the end of my turn, I knew pretty confidently that it was gonna be back there by the time it got around, just based off of what we were all playing. But I don't like it. I want to do multiple things. I want to get cards and build a train. Same turn.
Nope.
No,
Too much.
yeah,
Make
way
it
too
wait.
much.
Yep. And
I think it adds to it because now you're like having to risk reward factors for like, do I spend the turn getting the cards that I need for something further down the line, or do I seize the opportunity now to get what I can? And if I seize the opportunity now to get what I can,
someone else take that spot.
Yeah, is someone else gonna look to block me now? Mm-hmm. Is someone else gonna look to pick the colors that I've been drawing for the last 3 turns? Because I'm looking to build up there.
Yeah, like when I sat on orange that first game you played.
Yeah, the very first time you played, I started in 2 different directions and was building towards one thing. Which, by the way, never do if you're playing with competitive people. Don't do that. And there was 1 orange spot. It was 4 oranges long. Every single orange that came up, him and everyone at the table took it because they knew I needed it.
Yeah.
And I
He
spent...
drew 2 oranges, and I'm like, hey, everyone, he's going for the oranges. Block
Yeah.
them.
That's mean.
Yeah.
I
I spent 6 or 7 turns drawing 2 cards from the top.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got to go around is because everyone else was like, I need to do my own thing instead of just taking these oranges.
Right.
this guy.
It's effective.
It was effective. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was like, man. And that's why, like, one thing a turn could screw you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge.
And that's what makes it fun.
It did make it fun. Don't like it. I want more. I want to do it now.
You have to learn that restraint. That's the tension.
That's the tension. That's
the
where a lot of my
anxiety,
anxiety came from. It's like, I have to do this and wait.
That's good. That's the suspense. You're feeling it.
Patient. You've seen Rocky Horror.
Which one of these were your favorite?
Europe.
Because you won.
That, and I really enjoy the gamble of the tunnels.
Yes.
I think that is a wonderful mechanic. I love... Is it technically random number generation? I feel like it's...
I mean, it's still random.
It's RNG.
cards.
Yeah, I think that it is used well. It's a gamble. I love gambling. It's great. And
You like pushing your luck.
gambling.
He likes pushing his luck.
I don't gamble with money, but when it's playing with my friends and cards, it's great.
There you go. Way to keep it PC, bud. I also enjoy Europe the most.
Yeah, I think it's just because there's new stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah, the pushing your luck and the whole needing to pick up locomotives, the rainbow cards.
Slight variations, nice.
Yes, it just took this but added more and made it better.
Yep.
And it made shorter routes to try and stop the hoarding. It still can happen, but it's not as bad.
Yep.
So I would also recommend Europe. That would be my choice.
Oh, those other ones are better.
It's true. There's 18 other ones out there. But, yeah.
Great. Ticket to Ride, on a whole, blanket statement, we're thumbs upping.
Yeah.
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 Look at these
really
good intro
true.
games being good.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is a gateway game. Would you call it that?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go pick up a copy of Ticket to Ride if you've never played it. This was... today wasn't my first time playing these games, but you guys brought it to me and showed it to me even after I played so many way more complicated games and been in a board game space for so long, and I think that this is one of the greats for very good reason.
Yeah. And sometimes going from other stuff back to these simple ones, it's nice.
It's
Yes.
really nice.
And then also because you know more about game mechanics now.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that your people around you know that, so there's that hidden kind of
Right. We're trying harder.
Yeah.
And yeah.
it makes even simpler games brings up the competition a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta reach for the top.
That, and so it's not say if we did start with this, we're like, oh, well, what do we do? How do we do this? We already have our own meta. We all already know how each other play.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
We're in there.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're gonna climb the ladder, go for the brass ring. You gotta have that understanding.
Oh.
Ooh, brother.
So, all right. Great. Well, I guess that's it. We got everything that we need. Great news. Well, thank you guys for watching this long. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. We are the guys of the Beholder. Today we played Ticket to Ride and talked about Ticket to Ride. Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to check out the links in the bio to buy these games and support the show. But from my left, this is...
Tony.
I am Michael, and...
Bad at trains.
Thanks, guys. Good night!
At least middling at trains.
There it is.
Man, now see, if I had won any of those at a parody of